YTBC, what's the deal? So before I go into what happened in the fight just ended. Errol Spence is a top 10 fighter in the IBF, and he just called out Kell Brook, and he said he wants Porter and Thurman and the rest of those guys, but he called out Kell Brook. He is in the top 10, and Kell Brook is the champion. Now, as far as this fight, Alejandro Barrera got stopped in the 5th round. He got beat down to the body. He went down twice in the round. When he got up after the first knockdown, he was getting beat up, pushed backwards. You know, Spence likes to use the high guard, walk you down with skill and moving his head and his, fast hands and his power. That's what he did in the 5th round. He beat him up against the rope, started out muscling him. You could tell Barrera didn't want it anymore. He looked over to the ref. The ref stepped in and stopped it as he was going down. He went to a knee, just in too much pain. The body work was getting to him. But in the 1st round, I will give Barrera credit. I thought he stopped Spence in his track a few times with some good hard uppercuts. And I was surprised that BJ Flores or Ray Leonard did not say anything about the shots when they were landing. They were talking about something they were talking about during the fight, but they were just talking over some of his good points. He stopped Spence in his tracks in that 1st round with some uppercuts. The 2nd round, Spence came out gunning as if he wanted to stop the fight then and there. I think he was probably embarrassed from getting hit with those few uppercuts that stopped him in his tracks. And I think he wanted to make a point to Alejandro Barrera that, hey, you in my house tonight. Them shots wasn't nothing. Then in the 3rd round, he came out a little bit more tentative, a little bit more patient, setting up his shots. He started to land huge lefts and rights, and he was walking them down, but he being a little bit more patient. Then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, he just started to walk them down a little bit more, getting a little bit closer, and then he started working to the body. His body work, I was very impressed with Errol Spence. He started digging shots to the body. He wasn't head hunting. He was mixing it up. But Errol Spence, dominant performance. I want to see one of those guys, he called out, or at least somebody that's in the IBF top 10. I don't have the top 10 list in front of me for the IBF, but it's one of those guys, man. Step up, fight this young man. He is in the top 10. I don't want to use the he's not ready anymore, excuse. He's in the top 10, so he, according to the IBF, he is ready to fight another guy in the top 10. Barrera, I see he was trained by Nacho Beristain, and it was kind of ironic because I thought his style kind of mirrored Marquez as far as his technique. I'm not saying his chin and his heart and his ability, but just his technique with the high guard, with the right hand right by the chin, and then he keeps his jab hand out. And as he has his jab hand out, he kind of tucks his shoulder, or he tucks his chin under his shoulder. But I thought that he kind of was similar in those respects. But good fight from Spence. YTBC. I'm out.